Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to $35,000. Welcome back to Crypto Morning Coffee. I hope you got your coffee locked and loaded, ready to go, because we are going to talk a very, very exciting stuff. Because Bitcoin is just scratching the $35,000 mark. It's a little bit below right now, but has already wicked above it, and that is absolutely crazy. We want to know what is going on, what's happening. We want to know why Bitcoin is going crazy like this right now. Some of you already know it, but also we want to know what about the other altcoins. When are we going to see the massive gains, massive returns that we have been seeing all the time? Yeah, and we have already some people here in the chat, like Michael says, coffee time, let's go. Jordan says, it's nice to see. Omi tracking with BTC. G-Money is also here. But all these topics, right, especially Bitcoin today, but also Ecomi and Veve, what is evolving around it, some of the altcoins, some market watch, all of that right after the intro. So good morning to all of you. We have a lot of people in here. As we said, G-Money is bringing the sun to our coffee. Green Lantern says GM crazy moves. And G-Money says also almost forgot what this felt like. Yeah, absolutely. It was a long time, and every move that started to feel like a good move was usually cancelled before it really evolved, including the last one only a couple of days before this mega move right now, where we had the Cointelegraph fake news and everyone got excited. So I think, Andrew Dunlop is here. Bitcoin on the move, blasted through the resistance. Yeah, absolutely blast through. The resistance at 31,000 looks very far down already. Blaze is also here. GM all, I can feel your excitement, guys. If you are excited, then smash up the like button right now, because this is going to be really, really good, because we are only in the beginning. We are only in a phase where we haven't seen anything yet, in terms of altcoins, but also for Bitcoin, and I think it's going to be crazy. Machankura is here. Good morning, you all. Good morning, Machakura. How are you doing? And guys, make sure not only smashing the like button, but if you like these daily morning streams talking about Bitcoin, crypto, altcoins, especially Ecomi and Veve, then make sure to subscribe to the channel as well. And if you are a rare hodler, or if you are becoming a rare hodler, then also make sure to get in touch with me on Twitter so I can invite you into the exclusive Rare Hodler Telegram group. This is just one of the new utilities for all the rare hodlers that have been around for I was saying almost decades, but this channel only exists for in a couple of days we will have a channel birthday, and then we will be here around for 2 years. That is crazy, right? If you remember, if you are here from the old days, and not many of you are, you will remember my first videos in another apartment, where I had 30 square meters, and there was not much, so I was out in nature a lot, and this shall come back. I will have to find the time for all the nature videos, because I've only been doing live streams, but we also want some videos, right? So with that said, let's look at the good stuff, right? Look at this here. Bitcoin 34,323 has wicked up to what do we have here? 35,190 was the wick up, and the teal bar here is of course where we are with Bitcoin above the trapdoor resistance, and I think that is important. Gmail says, miss those nature videos. Okay, we are going to bring them back. First of all, Jordan, Telegram group, please share. Jordan, please get in touch with me on Twitter so that I can PM you the link, because I cannot put it just in the chat for obvious reasons. Yeah, quickly, the trapdoor resistance here for Bitcoin. I mean, we have talked about it a lot, and I really want to show this to you right in the beginning of the stream before we even go into why this is happening. We have talked about it so much. We need to break and close above this mega confluence line. So right now and until here, this was the bull market support the entire time. This was the bull market support. It was even when we basically flipped here, resistance. Yeah, everything happened of the very bullish support, of the very bullish phase, happened above here. And then here in actually this part is already a little bit bear market phase. We crashed down, we retested it and confirmed our bear market phase. So here we have it as well. And so you could say all of this is bull market and all of this is bear market, right? And this line divides them, or divided them. And now we have just broken for the first time in ages above it. You could argue that officially that is what starts the bull run, right? Officially, that is where the bull run really starts. And I think the crucial thing here is not only the daily close, but we want to be above this also in the weekly, right? So if we get a retracement out of Bitcoin, we want to retest and hold this level right now. That is the most important thing for our price development to continue. But really, if you look at it, you look at your portfolio, looks pretty good right now. But what we really have is that there is so much to come, and this is only the initial breakout. We are still in the pre-halving, in the pre-parabolic run. We could be, if we are above this at the end of the year, somewhere between 35 or 31 and 40,000, we are really good. And we also see that we never hit our bearish target, our worst case target. We never came back to hit it, right? That was clear from the beginning that we could be missing out on that retracement where we have a point to get in. So yeah, very exciting time. Now, let's get into why this is happening, right? We have seen this little detail here. Also included in the thumbnail is actually the reason why the market is going crazy. It's the QSIP 46438F101, and that is the iShares Bitcoin ETF. The spot ETF has gotten this QSIP number. As Marty Party here says, that's it. It's official. Symbol next. Blackrock iShares, so all of the ETFs of Blackrock have this little I. I think that was in the phase when the iPhone and everyone named their stuff with a little I, right? So iShares spot Bitcoin ETF is that number. Now, what is the QSIP number? So this number that has been allocated. A QSIP number is a unique 9-digit identification number assigned to equity, debt, and other securities registered bonds in the United States and Canada. It is used to create a concrete distinction between securities that are traded on public markets. These numbers are used to help facilitate trades and settlements by providing a constant identifier to help distinguish the securities with a trade. Each trade and the corresponding QSIP number are recorded to facilitate the tracking of actions and activities. Okay, so basically that means that is a registration number that gives you a unique identifier for being traded on the public markets. So far, so good. It was first introduced in 1964. They are mainly used today in computerized trading record-keeping systems for trades and shareholder records. And foreign securities have CINS and ISIN numbers. Okay, so in Europe we are more using the ISIN number. And so you see, if you look up an ETF, you usually see two codes. In Europe also you see the code where you can look that ETF up. Basically that's what the CUSIP is. Now BlackRock iShares received that CUSIP number, meaning it's getting ready for trade, right? So they are basically, we see it also here in the tweet, the iShares Bitcoin Trust has been listed on DTC, Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation, which clears NASDAQ trades. So everything ready for the BlackRock ETF to be approved. And don't forget, if BlackRock ETF is approved, then also Fidelity, Wisdom Tree, ARK Invest, Valkyrie, and that is only 4 more, but there are 5 others that I cannot name from the on the top of my head, because it's just in the morning. Maybe with another sip of the coffee here I can do it. All of that, yeah, basically would be approved for spot trading. That is super crazy, right? If you remember this. So, and it's crazy how this actually spiked, because this spiked by a fake news from Cointelegraph, but they were actually right? So apparently they were actually right. So for me, and now I will put on my tinfoil hat, right, and go a little bit back to the chart here, because if we look at this, for me, that is actually how market makers shake a ton of money out of this market, right? Because look at this. I mean, you coordinate a Telegram group mass posting of BlackRock ETF has been approved, right? So, okay, the candle rises, you take profit, and then, or you gamble like they did with Rollbit, right? With the Rollbit coin, and then sell off, and you just go in again, because you know that in a week from now you release the CUSIP number and you get this big candle. Now they will probably take profits. We get our retracement up to support, and boom, here we go again. They enter again, and then the next thing comes up, which is probably the official announcement of the approval, and then we go to 40,000 or something like that, right? So yeah, that is, I think, how certain individuals are playing the market. And if we are, because we DCA'd into crypto at these points, right, we don't care, because we DCA'd and we hold. But there are people that really get constantly wrecked by this, and if you are long leverage trading, short leverage trading, whatever, the likelihood of getting wrecked on these moves is way higher, right? But let's talk a little bit about what is going. So this was the first yesterday, the first messages here. Judge, oh no, sorry, this is something else. I thought this was the first message, but it's not. Actually, there's something else going on, and that is Judge orders the SEC to review Grayscale's bid for a spot Bitcoin ETF. At the same time, right? At the same time, the SEC got the court order for this one here, and there is also this tweet here for the likelihood of the SEC winning an appeal against Ripple. So also the altcoin space is benefiting right now from the news. Here Bill Morgan says, I don't see any obvious appealable error other than in Ripple's favor in respect of ODL sales, so what is basically deemed a security at the moment, which don't meet at least 2 prongs of the Howey test. The SEC's prospects of success on appeal are very slim, and I feel generous today, so I am giving 3% chance of success on appeal, because Jeremy Hogan here has basically put out that the SEC has only a 14.2% chance of winning on appeal over the last years, as we see here right now. And Tom Collect donates $2 that says, keep up the great work, patient hodler. Thank you so much, Tom Collect. Really appreciate that. And yeah, let's move on together into this bull run, because we haven't seen anything yet. So we are excited. Thank you so much for the $2 donation. Really appreciate it. So yeah, the Ripple here is looking at getting another win, and if we get another win on Ripple, that is very, very good for the altcoin market, right? Now let's look a little bit at what is really expecting us for Bitcoin, because my widget only went off right now, but thank you so much for the 1.99 for the $2 here. So here we see it, right? I mean, how many repetitions do we have? So this will be the 4th time, right? Bottom, pre-bull run, parabolic run, bottom, pre-bull run, parabolic run, and so on. So we really see here right now we have bottomed. We are only in the midst of our pre-bull run, and this little spike up is just in the middle of this pre-bull run, and we are looking at upside. And according to this trader tardigrade and his, let's say, support band here, we are going to beyond 140,000, closer to 200,000 on the parabolic run. We will see if it happens. I will be a little bit more conservative and put my target at 135,000 more or less, but if we, obviously that would be really great if we go to 200,000 or so for Bitcoin. That would be absolutely insane, also from the perspective of the altcoins that we are in, right? So yeah, very, very much life-changing money that would be, right? Yeah, another way to look at it is in different steps. So if we compare the bull run, that is more likely to look like ours, from 14 to 17, or the entire cycle from 14 to 17, and compared with our cycle, we see that we have just concluded step 1, and step 2 leads us to a higher breakout, which is actually what we are in right now, right? So we are in the step 2 breakout at the moment, and what is following this is a deeper retracement, probably hopefully into January, and maybe we can get Pump Vemba and then the Santa rally, and then retrace from there, and then go into the halving, where basically all hell breaks loose, right? So that would be then step 3. But for now we are, so this was taken at 30,000 in step 2, so we broke above it, so we would be right now at this little point here with the 35,000, and we should maybe find another resistance at 40,000 or something like that, and then pull back slowly but surely and find a new retracement here. Smash up the like button if you are ready for this. Now, what I was referring to on the thumbnail, and I think that is very, very interesting, is where really the money lies is the altcoins, right? So here we have Mustache, and I think this is interesting because this is the alt season indicator basically. It says, despite the current pump, a friendly reminder that the altcoin season index shows that altcoins are at the same level as they were in 2019 and 2020. That was the time when the foundation was laid for 100x gains. We haven't seen anything yet. Crazy. Yeah, basically we are, or we have been right now at a 10 on the scale, and the last altcoin seasons were bringing us on the scale into a 90. This is obviously the altcoin market's RSI. So yeah, we are still in this altcoin accumulation phase, and certainly when Bitcoin has a pullback, then altcoins will go into double-digit pullbacks from where they are and pose another chance. There's, in my opinion, there's no need to FOMO into altcoins when there is a large green candle. I think there will be plenty of chance on an altcoin pullback to build up a little bit more of a position, because in the end, Bitcoin will not just continue like this. Bitcoin will at some point have a pullback, and people, I don't know if there are still bears left now to short this. I have just seen people like Crypto Savvy still calling for 3,500 Bitcoin after this pump. I don't know what's going on with these guys, or if they are just riding a specific bear market audience in this YouTube space. But I think it's absolutely crazy, and we have been calling the bottom. I think somewhere in February or so when it was already in, but we have acknowledged the bottom, let's say, at this point in time here on this channel. But there are people that still did not acknowledge the bottom. They still think it's going to go to 3,500 because of any crisis scenarios. But we have to see one thing: so close to the halving, a crisis like the sea crisis just was able to give us a quick flash crash down. Then we rose in a V-shaped pattern and went into an absolute massive bull run, right? And then people are saying, yeah, but at this time, patient hodler, we were printing money. Yeah, that's true. And at this time right now, where we only see a little breakout, we have basically been pausing rate hikes. Maybe there is one other that could give us our pullback or so, but basically from the halving will go into money printing, because the US is so indebted that they have to print money, and the European Union is just alike, right? They have to buy the debt of the weaker countries and print money against it. So it's just a matter of time until the balance sheet of these countries forces them to turn on back the money printer. And this we still have 178 or something like that days into the halving. So there is plenty of time. This is almost 6 months. There's plenty of time for central banks to stay on the pause. And when they see that the economy is getting weaker and weaker and weaker, I mean, we just had Nokia lay off 14,000 people. That's not a little bit. That is companies going into deeper trouble, right? So I think this is coming back, and when it's coming back, it is going to be full bull mode. I mean, you have to see that Bitcoin is supposed, from the cycle theory or cycle pattern, is supposed to top out somewhere in the end of 2024 to 2025. That means we will probably going to pump and pump and pump until then, obviously with smaller and bigger retracements and a lot of sideways action, where the indicators can cool off a little bit, right? But overall, and also this is here, New Fidelity just said Bitcoin's price is heavily discounted. Obviously, they want to increase the pump with what they are saying. Now let's get back to Bitcoin, because there's something that I want to show you, because in the end, it's not about what your portfolio looks like in the short term. It's about what it looks like in the long term and how you can benefit from it, right? So I want to show you the monthly chart, and it's a little bit crowded, I know, but we can take it off. So this is the monthly chart, right? So technically Bitcoin is, since its inception, in a mega bull run, right? And it seems to be continuing. At some point there will be probably larger bear phases, but we are not there yet, right? So let's put this a little bit more visible here into perspective. So what I will be staying focused on this channel and bore you to death with probably, that is this macro view on the monthly, right? And I mean, we see parabolic bull run topping out bear market, 51 weeks more or less, topping out after another bull run, bear market trough, bear market sideways action, and another bull run, the previous one, bear market action. Now it's just repeating the same stuff. I mean, we don't need posts from Twitter to be able to see this. But there's another thing, and that is the RSI here. And if you would say, for example, as a strategy, right, the RSI goes into this green territory, and let's put a line into this at here, for example, at least 90, right? At least 90. If I would say at 90, I take out 10% of my investment. Yeah, in this first phase, I would have somewhere here in this week missed out a little bit and actually would have sold, because this is the inception, would have sold under. But let's say we take this here, right? So here we had it again, you sell a little bit more, you spike again, right? You're already selling into the top. So you're going in here, you sell here, yeah, a little 10%, and then you are laddering out into this. So you could say you were waiting for, maybe also we can wait for a double peak, but then again you have this problem here where you are selling already the real top, but always there's a double peak, right? So you want to sell only a couple of percent into rising and rising and rising prices to ladder out, because we will not be able to nail the exact top, but we will be able to wait a lot until we see this green zone in these indicators, right? So you will be able to, and I don't say that you are doing this is not financial advice, but I will be doing this. So I will be starting to scale it a little bit out and start DCAing out when I see this happening, right? When I see us going into these high zones. And yes, then we obviously also combined with the time, right? I know that right now, if we would go into the zone right now, which we are not even halfway there, that from the cycle timing, it's not time yet. So probably here we would say from the cycle timing, because it was only August, we are not there yet. So if we see this green zone, then we know it's time to not buy anymore, right? So, but for the rest, after this green zone, we know the more we come into this green zone closer to the end of the year, which is here, right? You see it here, November, December, the more it is time to sell. Also here we see it December, January, February, March. And here we have it also September, October, November, right? So more or less we could build a strategy based on these indicators, but not only on these indicators, because we have to look at more, right? We have to look at more. For example, we have to look at exceeding the previous high first, which is also way out, right? 69,000 here is still double from here. So yeah, I think we should put a little bit of criteria where we want to scale out of our positions. And for me, that is one. If I see this green zone, I will, let's put it that way, I will think harder about DCAing out of those positions, right? From week to week and time to time, or pump to pump. Yeah. By the way, just to mention this again, the link pump has been very beautiful here from the breakout. So we will observe. I think it will continue a little bit more, but we will see. Let's have some market watch and look how our coins are. I don't know what's going on with Hex. Hex is absolutely going crazy after it has retraced, I don't know, like 90% or so. Yeah, so we can really see if in the bear market stuff goes really out of control in terms of downwards, maybe it's just a good strategy in the next one to buy something that is just down so bad that you could just on a rebound make a lot of money, right? Independently what it does or does not, if it's scam or not scam, but apparently Hex has a pretty big community, so that is also a big driver for coins. But let's look at this. So today we have a little bit of a retracement on Chainlink, but Hex, also apparently it's meme coin season, I don't know, but Mina is has pumped 50%. Rocket Pool, Rollbit, Injective, and Pulse Chain are up quite a bit. The rest of the market is waiting for its turn. Filecoin has also seen some nice action, 10% up. On the weekly, we see it's even more, 64% Mina, 250% Hex, Injective 40%, Pulse Chain 65%. So everything is green, everything but stablecoin. And what is this? Oh, the PAX dollar is also stablecoin. So yeah, everything besides stablecoin is going up right now on the altcoins, right? Whenever Bitcoin hits the next resistance and moves under it, everything is going up. Jordan says, will you be trying to trade Omi into BTC and back to Omi? I'm actually, no, I'm not so much of a trader. I think that is not for me. It could be, yeah, actually you should be in Bitcoin. You should have been in Bitcoin then already, right? To ride Bitcoin and trade it back into Omi. Ultimately, that what Jordan says here is the reason why altcoins are pumping, because at some point Bitcoin whales decide to roll some of the new profit into altcoins to ride this wave up of 30, 40 or 250%, right? I mean, whales are playing multiple coins to make faster money, right? I mean, if you look at the top 200, we see it also right now reacting because, yeah, many of these coins are now doing 60, 50, 90% here from PulseX. So Blur is up 30%. Yeah, and even on the monthly, you see it, many coins 100% up. So this is always where we want to be careful, right? Because we want to be in this before and not after. We don't want to turn into not even short-term bag holders. We want to be really patient and maybe buy the stuff that is retracing. I mean, there are some coins that are retracing from previous pump right now that can be acquired, like Engine, like Tomi, Net, stuff like that. I don't know these coins. I'm just saying that these are down at the moment. Here, Flare is down a little bit. Straight out of my bed says, "Good morning, everyone. You keeping track of the Funko unboxings? Also, market listings are interesting." Yeah, one coin just disappeared to another to another rank. So beyond the 200 or below. I did not follow what it is, but they just disappeared. Yeah, so on the year, there's also a lot in the top 200. Actually, I was looking where Ecomi is. Was that Ecomi that disappeared? No, it's here. Here's Ecomi. Okay, so Ecomi is still down 26% on the year, has not moved yet because it was in the retracement that we discussed yesterday. Actually, I did see some Funko unboxings, and there's a little bit of, let's say, discussion going on. So we can talk about this in a second, but let's quickly look at some little factors. So for example, the funny thing is right now, the DXY, let me just refresh this, has lost this level on a major scale, right? Or not on a major, we are in a monthly, you don't really see it, but here we see it, right? So the DXY has actually lost not only the trend line, but also the support, and that is also why we can see a stronger move at the moment. So Bitcoin is still inversely correlated. We have seen that yesterday, although we had a really weird time here where it really didn't react to this initial sell-off. But right now, losing this line is it's more interesting, right? Also, the Nasdaq is still clinging on to this level. Mr. Planet Prophet, good morning. Rocket to the moon. Yeah, absolutely. Crazy Dan says, "Hey PH, I think I can see some horns growing on the big bad bear. Is the bottom in for Bitcoin?" Yeah, I mean, I have been saying, as I said in the beginning of the stream, I've been saying that the bottom is in, I think, since around February. So I think the bottom is in. Yes, it is. We are back above. We are since March back above bull market support. So I think that was latestly. You see it here, right? The support band. That was latestly when we confirmed that there is another bull run coming in the same action. So yes, the bottom is in. I think so. I am very convinced of that. I think right now this price action and the ETFs lining up will prove every other bear wrong. And I think, and this is something we have been pretty accurate. We have not been that accurate that we called the bottom the moment it was in, because that is more or less guesswork in my opinion. But we've been pretty accurate on the downwards trend. To be honest, I have been realizing the bear market begin way too late, right? But we've been pretty accurate on the downwards trend to say that we are not really there yet and that we will have another leg down, and then we acknowledge the bottom right after it formed, right, on this pump up towards bull market support. And right now we have been pretty accurate on the rest. And I think there are some people out there that just want to stick with what they want to see. There are a lot of bears out there. They want to see that Bitcoin goes to 10 or sub 10,000 or even 3,500. They need this, right? But in the meantime, I see so many comments on those streams like, I am with all my cash on the sidelines waiting for 3,500 Bitcoin. And I'm like, okay, so you and your YouTuber, you basically got wrecked, right? Because I mean, there was a more than 100% move from 15,000 to 30,000. So that is now, this guy is sitting on the sidelines still waiting for the massive crash, and maybe this massive crash only comes in after the next bull run, so you can stay on the sidelines for 4 more years or even 5 years to get in. So this is really big, really hard in my opinion. So we should always, first of all, you should never listen to any YouTuber, not even to me. Not even, this sounds so arrogant. So let me rephrase that. You should not listen to me and not to any other YouTubers, because you, in the end, you need to take your own decision, and you can see that if you listen to the analysis of other people, you can get the very strong bias towards one specific side, and then you can get wrecked on that bias. So that was when in the bull run people talk about a super cycle. Be very careful. If in the bear market people talk about a prolonged bear market that will last more than a cycle, be very careful, because the history shows nothing of that. The history actually shows bull, bear, bull, bear, bull, bear, right? So as long as we are not getting other signals, then so that is it basically, right? Yeah, that's great news. Mr. Plan Profit says, awesome Telegram. We have to add mint hunters. Send request, we'll accept. Add mint hunters. Okay. Yeah, will do. I will try to remember that until the end of the stream. If not, I have to come back to the chat here. But overall, yeah, that's what I wanted to get out. And yeah, so please trust in your own assessment. That is really important, because probably if you have followed markets now for a while, your gut feeling was probably pretty right about stuff. When it felt like, oh, something's going sideways, it usually is, right? So trust in your own assessment. It's way better than trusting in any analysis with an agenda, right? So if someone is shilling a specific coin or so that is already massively overbought and stuff like that, and you think, it could come back and I get a better entry, you're probably right. You're probably right on that. Speaking of which, now this makes me happy. Because we have been very spot on with Ecomi, right? Yesterday we have said that this ABC correction is still ongoing, and after that Ecomi will also come back up, right? So here we go. Ecomi is already a little bit more in the green. From our ABC yesterday, more or less, we have seen a 12% upside. That's not too shabby on Ecomi, right? Obviously, people want to see mega pump out of Ecomi, but that's just not the time. We can be very happy that this is not the case, because Ecomi is just not a big cap, at least not in my eyes. It's somewhere without any bigger marketing in the top 200. And I mean, we see that it's capable of rallying, but right now it's still in this consolidation. Now we need to break this line to have Ecomi have a further move. But the indicators need to cool off. So we have a little bit of a resistance here that we need to break once again. So there we go, more or less here. And I think Ecomi will have its time, and we have seen that Ecomi takes a little while. And even on the daily, Ecomi is nowhere overbought yet. So probably when Bitcoin is going a little bit slower, hitting head on the resistance, and profits are flowing into the altcoins, and from there waterfall into the smaller coins, then that will be the time where Ecomi will come up green again to retest this, and hopefully closes our mega bullish pattern here, right? So actually, this could be the time where we say, okay, what we are looking at is really forming, right? We are only so far away from another shoulder close. So here we have it. That is another 30% until we reach the level of breakout. And if we are lucky, this takes time, because we don't want to be overbought already when we reach this last shoulder here. Sorry, you can see that. Here we go. So we don't want to be overbought here. We want to be coiling up, and then have still room for our pump to 00177, right? Which is the breakout target of this inverse head and shoulders. Yeah, so for Ecomi, I'm bullish. I want, obviously, I've said it in the last streams, I want to see until the halving some progress, right? Otherwise, I would be mitigating risk, because I would be more or less on this breakout targets break even with my entry. If maybe I get the chance here, if we go a little bit more sideways on this, I get the chance to accumulate a little bit more at these prices. But overall, I think since we broke out of this mega falling wedge, and now, yeah, we basically came down because this resistance is also very strong. I think we are also in a bull market for Veve. For Ecomi and Veve. Actually, the Veve market is not in a bull market, but it could be at around the bottom at the moment. We will see. It depends on liquidity for Veve, right? Because Veve has not the same open liquidity as a coin on exchanges has. And that's what I want to see. I want to see that Omi gets listed on exchanges in that phase of the halving. I think that is very, very important. Yeah. But overall, there's not so much new stuff. I mean, I could go into the 4-hourly, but there's really no value in this, in my opinion. So I think, yeah, I might be buying a little bit more here for Ecomi. It's just to get myself into position for this run up here. If you are not comfortable, I mean, there's the option to just wait the pattern to play out and get in at this level. But I mean, that's still a 30% ride up to the upside at the moment. So we have been, the success factor for this coin is, for this to happen, is Veve, right? And as, who asked this before? Oh yeah. So Jordan asked before if I will trade Omi into BTC. I will write this. I will write this. I will not trade this. I will just see where I feel that that Ecomi at some point in 2025 has reached the bull top, right? And someone has asked if I followed the Funko unboxing, and actually Veve has been a little bit quiet in the last times, right? So there is a lot of confusion going on. So let me tell you what's going on, says the Veve Meister from Germany as well. Great Twitter to follow for Veve. And he also has a YouTube channel, although it's in German, so only if you're German that is worth going on. So we see here the physicals don't have a serial number corresponding to the Veve counterpart. In fact, they don't have number assigned. So any number assigned. The Iron Man statue differ only in 5 rarities. Here in the picture we see the silver edition 650 editions. The paper with the redemption code says 1 of 650 to indicate that there are 650 of these Iron Mans out there. The Veve Deco mint number, however, will be randomly assigned, so for the digital collectible, right, from 1 to 3000. There will not be 5 times mint numbers 1 to 50 as previously by mistake communicated. So that was a mistake. So circulating supply minus 1,500 burned is 1,500, and then uncommon and so on. You see the numbers is 3,000 total. All of this means that David Yu is not after your physical Funko Iron Man statue, but the Veve Mint 001 of Marvel Iron Man 18, no matter which rarity, as there is only one. Actually, that is almost true. He is after the rarities, but the price, the bounty on these rarities in Veve is higher. And I think the play here from David Yu is not to pump and dump or to have basically create an artificial hype. I think the play of David Yu here is that everyone tries to redeem this code to get all of these collectibles in to have a very high rate of redemption to then prove to other companies that they need to have a digital partnership with Veve and to show basically, okay, they bought the physical, and to prove also to everyone in the digital space that most of the codes have been redeemed, and then to have the secondary market action going on in Veve and not outside of the market where people are selling the codes, right? So I think everyone will be looking for that number one secret rare to get the $40,000 out of David Yu. So yeah, there is all of this going on, and I think this is a great summary, which is why I wanted to bring the summary to you guys here. Now that is going on for these fidgetals, and maybe to get this discussion out, Chevy Torres has been outspoken about this, and I think it's on Twitter, and I think he is right. If you have a physical and it does not match in any way besides the optics your digital collectible, and it also does not trigger the digital collectible, then it's not a true physical, right? So for example, on these here, there's no matching mint number, and I think this should be the case. I think for a true phygital, you should have the same mint number as you get on Veve already on your physical collectible. So I think the redemption code should be specifically for your already minted collectible, so that there are no random mints. I understand that they wanted to have random mints so that you have basically a randomizer on the mint and you have a fixed scarce or maybe even a random scarcity. I don't know if the scarcity is also random, but I think so. So that when you redeem this code, you get something, but it's not really phygital, because I mean, only that code card, nothing is linking one to the other, right? So technically it's in the realm of fidgetals because they are selling a digital with a physical, but it's not what we want to see, right? In my opinion, at least. Andrew says cheapest price for these digitals is 399 gems right now, kind of crazy. I think if you have one right now, probably the best time to take profit if you want to take profit, because most people may not have get their stuff shipped. It might be still stuck in parcel. It might be deployed at the front door right now, only they did not unbox it yet because they're unsure. They're trying to resell boxed. So the supply on the Veve market is very, very low at the moment. So maybe this could be a point where we would say, okay, maybe I don't have one, so I cannot say, but this could be where, and also many people in Europe bought it via someone who wanted this collectible via someone who lives in the US, right? Because they only ship to US. So they let it ship to someone, and this someone will forward it for them to Europe. So there might be a ton of these Funkos actually coming to Europe, and they will take a while to arrive here and then redeem their codes. So very interesting stuff, in my opinion. Let's also look to some Veve news, because there is something interesting going on that we need to look at, in my opinion, and that is not the spider hams, and also not this physical Veve collection. Where is it? Okay, so here, this is also good. NFT Now asked which NFT project have the strongest community, and Veve says, why don't we show them our collectibles? This is very good. Engage with all of these communities, right? But where is it? They have posted so much. Where is the space announcement? So yesterday there was an announcement for a Twitter space. Let me see. I retweeted this. If this post still exists. Oh, there we go. Why don't I see this on the main page? Anyways, here we go. Calling all collectors at heart. Join us for a collectors chat tomorrow, Tuesday, 24th October at 12 p.m. PT to talk the Incredibles Halloween drop and more. So Halloween drops are going to be announced in the Spaces event 12 p.m. PT. And I'm thinking about maybe this could be a good time to stream this, depending on what that actually is in Europe. So let me see, what is that? 12 p.m. PT. That's 9. Why does it say Monday? Isn't today Tuesday? Yeah, anyways. Oh, maybe it's still in the US or somewhere else, maybe still Monday, because, or in, I don't know where on the world, but at this time zone maybe it's still Monday. But yeah, 21, so 9 this evening, right? Because Tuesday. So we could stream this. I mean, it's drop announcements, but maybe there could be a good point to get together here. Yeah, so Crazy Dan says, yeah, I won't get mine until November because it's gotta be reshipped from Florida to me in Canada. Yeah, absolutely. So I don't know why they don't ship to Canada as well. I mean, that should be the easiest thing to do. I can understand that they don't want to ship to, I don't know, Serbia and Montenegro, right, in Europe somewhere. But I can not understand it's basically on the side, right? Yeah, maybe it has something with taxes or so, maybe they are not licensed there or something like that. But yeah, I think that that is really good. And what have I seen? Yeah, the sale, as Andrew also mentioned, $399. The silver Iron Man has been sold with the edition number 149. So that is pretty good out of 3,000, right? And the question is, will all of them ever hit the market? Because there's actually only 6 months time to redeem your stuff. So to redeem your code. So there, yeah, there is a certain limit. But guys, smash up the like button. We are 30 people here. Really excited to have this. We see the excitement coming back. We see people coming back. And if you are back right now, it's still early in the run. I think that is still a good time to come back. And to see that, I think we are at the transition right now between where the disbelief rally ends and hope is basically starting. I mean, we can feel it, we can see it. People that were frustrated are excited again. So maybe the disbelief rally is over. The disbelief rally is, or the disbelief pullback is really over when you have people, basically the bears giving up, right? When you have the bearish channels giving up and acknowledging that the bull run is on. Straight Automated said, D-Wolf bought 149 for 399, trying to flip for 85k or 8.5k. Yeah, I mean, it's a play. It can happen. I mean, he can go lower, and maybe there are some people in the market that might be paying more, and then this play pays off. Even if he sells it for 1k or so, and people don't know about this, and they pay 1k, he still makes a good cut, right? So it could be a play, and maybe he says, if I don't sell it, who cares? I have it, right? So yeah, I think everyone has to take their own chances there, but that is certainly going on. So guys, thank you all for joining today. It is my pleasure to have you on the Bitcoin rocket ride here. We are going to be live tomorrow again for Crypto Morning Coffee. See what's happening with the market, see what is coming out new. Maybe today in the evening but also on the other hand, I have my mother actually here at home. So this is also funny if your mother is watching you making a live stream, right? But anyways, So that might be the point where I say maybe we go online or live for this, but the likelihood is not very high, because it's only like some collector talk and drop announcements. So probably we are not getting any Omi talks there, and yeah, we will see. Crazy Dan says Blackrock is buying up lots of Bitcoin right now. Absolutely, they can, because their ETF is going to be approved, right? But guys, make sure to smash up the like button if you haven't yet. Like, that is very important. It doesn't cost you a thing, only costs you a second out of your day, and helps me a lot, like tremendously. If you like these streams, smash up the like button and subscribe. That is important. Tick the little bell to always get notified when I go online again or upload a video. And make sure, if you want to become a rare hodler and join the rare hodler group, then make sure to become a channel member. But with that out of the way, and that said, wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon, and a very great pump to enjoy your portfolio.